Hello and welcome to Most Haunted Extra. We have to be in probably one of the most extraordinary places we've ever done an investigation. We are in the middle of the sea. We're going to be stranded here for the next 24 hours, and I've been told that if there's a southeasterly wind we'll be stranded here a lot longer, so we're hoping that's not going to happen.
I'm getting a little bit concerned that we're going to get stuck here and everyone's going to blame me. Don't worry. It's a bloody place in the first place.
Everyone's really excited today because we just had a brilliant boat ride. We're freezing cold.
We've been here in the fog horn, so that means that the fog is closing in around us, so I'm getting worried for later on. It's really cold here. We've already heard some sounds.
I've already been doing my pieces to camera, and one incident we were down in the basement where there's supposed to be a negative energy, and I heard a sss noise right by me and then a huge bang. We weren't rolling at the time because we were just setting up to do the piece to camera, and I ran. It was so frightening, so loud. We're standing just back there ready to do my piece to camera, and right down here at the bottom, I'm too frightened to go down there, I heard a hissing noise, a definite hissing noise, and I thought it was Wigan with the smoke machine. But the smoke machine's on the floor, and I was calling out, going, Wigan, Wigan, and then I heard a huge bang from round there, and that's when I came running down here. I thought that you were...
That's a smoke machine.
I know it's a smoke machine.
You sure that's not what you heard before, Yvonne?
No, it wasn't. It was a hiss. You know, like compressed air. Scared to death to go down there. I won't go down there.
What was it that made those noises? I know it really scared Yvette. Hopefully we'll find out. Maybe David and Gordon will shed some light on it later on when they do their walk around. Because it shouldn't be too long, they should be here.
Interesting place, probably because of the location. I'm really looking forward to it. It's isolated, so things do go a bit belly up. Not an awful lot we can do, really.
Right, well, we've just finished the walk-arounds with we did Gordon first, and then we went with David.
Some really interesting stuff coming out there, particularly what was probably most relevant for me is the fact it's always when the two mediums say things that are similar, and as much as possible we do try to keep them apart. We don't discuss things. So again, that's I find that better than just one person coming out with information.
Again, just that horrible feeling. Imagine somebody just leaning over you. This is what it feels like, and every time I feel that, I feel sick and I feel my stomach tightening up, which is not a nice feeling.
No.
It's just.
And is this presence you feel? Is he here all the time?
I feel since I've come down here, I actually feel, he's not attached to me, but I do feel this constant coming and going, just as though he's overshadowing me and stepping back. So, it's definitely, there's somebody I feel has felt this. Somebody has felt this overwhelming kind of, it's just a horrible sense.
It's making me feel, I feel like he's been blown apart. So it's like he's, what he's putting in my head, if I can explain what I see in my head, he's there 1 minute and then it's like he goes, so that he's obviously been caught in an explosion. So and he's just replaying that to me all the time, just that.
David has actually named the guy. He's given us his first name, his last name. He thinks he was a sergeant. And he said he was blown to pieces, and he even came up with 1910. Absolutely correct. Speaking to the curator, David, and he's pointed out two very interesting points. One, I asked him whether there would be powder monkeys here, and in fact just through here is the only way in to the powder magazine. Now, you'd have to be quite small to get in and out of there quickly. And so it looks very much as if boys would have been employed to do that. So yeah, it looks as if David's correct with the powder monkey stuff. And then the other thing, of course, is when they wanted the powder, they would go to this speaking tube here, which would have had like a bung or a cork in it, and they would whistle or blow into that. Now, already Yvette's had blowing in her ear, and other members of the public have reported hearing this whistling sound. And I don't know, I'm just wondering, is this something to do with it? Are we actually getting an echo from the past of the whistling that went on up and down these speaking tubes?
Stu and I've just gone off and done a vigil. We went in the small sort of, it's only kind of, it's about 4.5 foot high, I think.
That's the height.
Right, yeah, I can see you, yeah. Open your arms, Carl.
That's the width.
Yeah, got it.
That's my height.
We were hearing noises and it seemed to be as though something got thrown our way. We're not too sure what the hell was going on.
I feel like I could actually throw up any minute. It's kind of, and it's
Bad, isn't it?
I don't know, I just...
Terrible.
Now, one thing that has happened is that Gordon's team, they said that they were in around the same sort of time as us, near there, and they heard the same sort of things as we did.
Oh!
That is on our level.
Is there anyone down here with us?
You know there's not.
We could hear bits flying all over the place. We could hear metal landing on the ground, and Carl and Stuart were above us at the same time. They've reported hearing exactly the same things. So it just shows, you know, that we're not daft. We are actually hearing these things.
What was that?
Third back there. Quite distant.
It was like a bit on wood, that wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was lots of sound we were hearing: bangs, thuds, things like falling, things that sound like footsteps, different noises from different directions. And often when we were walking one direction, it was like behind us. It was constantly kind of searching around.
It's as something didn't want us to leave, and it was just it just wanted us to stay. And there's something on this island, something mischievous that is just playing with you.
I think I was just starting to spook myself out. I couldn't locate things. There was one point where we heard bangs, all three of us hearing it. I'm saying it's in this direction, Ian and Gordon were saying it was behind, and I think I started to get a bit kind of like, I don't know if I could trust my senses. I didn't know where things were.
How can we get away from it? How can we get to the other side?
Go to the very end of this, and then we'll go out and get into the door, is that right?
What was that? What was that?
How was that?
Jesus.
That was quite a big one, wasn't it?
That wasn't something here though. It wasn't that far back.
It wasn't there, was it?
Right, did a vigil up here. We did a séance. David and Gordon, Yvette and myself. We seemed to get a young lad, about 15, and he was moving the table. And then we got this Henry guy.
I'm starting to feel completely overshadowed by somebody at the moment. And I'm feeling a huge pulse coming through me as if it's shooting into the table.
There's somebody wandering about.
Yeah.
Is there anybody here? We're calling out to any spirit people, any astral beings that wish to talk to us. There are some bottles on the bar. Could you perhaps move those? There's a glass on the bar. Some bar stools. Just move them. Let us know that you're around. I know you can do it because you've done it before. What's happening, Gordon?
I just feel somebody that totally overshadowing me.
Is it male?
Yeah.
Can you give me more information about who he is?
Could be wrong, but I'm getting the sense of drowning, going underwater. It's somebody very young. I mean, I feel him really solidly there, and that's why I'm mentally saying, look, do something to the table. And I can feel it. Yes, good boy, come on. Good boy.
Did you drown?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to play, that's absolutely fine. We don't mind you playing. Can you move something on the bar?
Something move?
Do you know Henry? Oh gosh, shivers right up my spine when I said the name.
I saw something flash right past you, David, at the bar. Just like a black shadow just rushing right across the back there.
Oh, it's not because I said that name.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it again now.
What, you mean Henry's come up here?
Could have done because I
Oh,
called his
no.
name. He is actually here. My whole
Yeah.
body's tingling.
Oh no.
It's right on me.
The best bit, to be honest with you, as I asked about, I think it was Henry, making a whistling noise, swear to God, we really did hear a whistle of some sort. And I'm hoping that John Gilbert's got it on sound.
Henry, if you are really here, it appears as if you are, can you do something else? Can you move something in the room or make a noise? Can you make that strange whistling noise that people keep hearing? Oh, was that? Who?
I heard that.
That was a whistle.
It was?
Oh,
It was a whistle.
that was a
It was.
Can you make that strange whistling noise that people keep hearing? Oh, was that? Can you make that strange whistling noise that people keep hearing? Oh, was that?
Well, here I am. I'm freezing cold, absolutely frozen right the way through. I've just come back off a vigil with Rachel, Matthew Smith, and what's her name? Joe. Went into the passage, and it's about shoulder width, and it's very high. And basically, it takes you through the full circumference of the building. And no sooner we'd got in there, we'd heard like a.
Well, there's actually planks now, so you can walk on the planks.
Hey, what was that?
You are joking.
What was that then?
You're joking.
Did you hear that?
I heard it. Are you sure there's not somebody down there?
No, there's no one down here. I can see on my camera now. There's nothing here. Whoa. Hello. And we had a look around and that, and we asked out if there was anybody there. And apart from that, not a great deal happened. But even still, I mean, it was brilliant. You know, I mean, that we had the courage to actually go down somewhere like that. The last time I went in something like that, so claustrophobic, was Apple Durkham. What's back there? I can't see, I can't turn round. Hello? Is there anybody there? I'm just gonna radio Cal. It was awful. It was. You felt sick. You felt dizzy. You felt as though you were swaying from side to side. It was bad. I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there. It stinks. It's cold. It's damp. It's just bad all round, basically. So, what did you think of that, Rach?
I wouldn't go back down there on my own.
Did you find it scary?
I wouldn't.
It wasn't horribly scary because there were so many of us, but I felt claustrophobic until the end. I actually felt dizzy and like I couldn't breathe properly in there.
Okay. Matthew?
Yeah, I didn't feel that was a presence. I didn't, heard things. And I think some of the stuff we were hearing was probably us generated because of the weird echoes. I didn't like it in there.
There's no way you're getting there on my own. It was the sense of claustrophobia and almost the walls pressing in on you that made it so awful to be down there, coupled with the smell and the water and the difficult footing as well. It was a nasty place to be, and with the acoustics and the noises as well, it was just nasty.
Were you blown apart? Were you caught up in an explosion, Henry?
No.
Anybody what? No.
No.
Why?
Why, Ian? Just got the awful sensation I was being followed and I could hear something behind me.
Henry, were you killed in an explosion? Please answer some of these questions.
They're quite big in the corridor there.
There is something nasty in this corridor.
What?
There is something nasty in this corridor. When I was stood right at the end of it, I could hear something behind me. I've been hearing things out here all night. I've just done a seance downstairs with everyone, and a lot of stuff happened, which I'm sure they'll tell you about. But basically, my experience of it was when I was in the corridor outside getting shots inside, I could hear lots of things going. I mean, I wish these shows were in Dolby Digital surround so you could hear exactly what we hear all around the place.
We had lots of taps. The table moved a couple of times. Now, what's strange about the table is that quite often we'll get violent movement, and this was seemed to be almost reluctant movement. It seemed like the whatever was trying to move it didn't really want to move it. It was just kind of proving a point.
Somebody do that?
No, that's Tim.
More than anything, that was the strangest experience because each one of us at different positions felt the floorboards move, which is a new experience for me, actually feeling the floor underneath us moving more than the table.
Is there anybody here? Are there any spirit people here? Did you just...
No, clicked.
Excuse me.
No, it's down,
Just
that's down.
lift it up a percent. Give us some sort of sign to let us know you're around. Tap on the table. Henry, are you here now?
Still getting...
It's constant. It's always constant as you're talking.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's a big crack. It's a crack.
Yeah. Okay.
It's completely
From
on
the
my
table?
feet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Or from on the floor.
From on the floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, on my feet again. Oh,
What?
the floorboard is actually
Yeah,
like,
that's
tilting up.
that's what was happening to me before.
So it's been happening.
Yeah. David, are you okay?
Yeah.
Good. The person that we feel was here, I still feel a lot of it is to do with more of the stain, the memory that he's left behind. It's just a bad feeling that's there, not a bad spirit. But it's certainly a strong, strong character. Whether it be just the ghost image or whether it is actually the spirit, it's hard to tell because if they won't communicate with us, then we can't really do anything. It's really down to them. But I think that this person is here. I really do think the spirit is here. And he just, for some reason, doesn't want to move, he doesn't want to go. He's not being held anywhere, it's his choice. And for some reason, he just can't go over the anger of what happened to him. It was very interesting. Very interesting.
So do you think this place is haunted?
I definitely do. I feel downstairs it is very sickening. So many people are picking up, it's sensations that people are picking up, and that's a part of mediumship. Some people actually are what we call clairsentient, where they actually pick up more on feelings than they get sounds or visions, and that is a clear feeling of sensations and sensing negative energy, and the negative energy in this case I think is the memory of that man's death.
Well, this is the end of a very, very interesting 24 hours. In the middle of the sea, just off Portsmouth. The wind's absolutely howling. And now we've got a boat trip back to Portsmouth.
And the only thing for me, apart from hearing the odd groan and moan, is when we did the seance, I actually felt the floor move underneath me. That really freaked me out.
It's been very cold, it's been a bit depressing at times, but it doesn't matter, you know, it's all part of most dogs, it all adds to the atmosphere and fun and products. And feel very fortunate to have been here, very good indeed. I give it 10 out of 10.
It's been a joy to do. I hope everyone's enjoyed it as much as I have. Even if they enjoyed it half as much as me, they've had a fantastic time. I think the crew has done a fantastic job today. It has been a difficult one. It's been very cold. We are in the middle of in the middle of the sea, in the middle of a harbour anyway. There is no going off the island once you're on it. But it's been fantastic. I'd love to come back. I'd love to come back and do a week here. I mean, I think if you spend a week here, you'll pick up some fantastic stuff.